What up guys, it's Adrian from YouMotorcycle, and in today's video we're going to talk about this bike right here, the Harley-Davidson Sportster. We're going to be talking about what I don't miss about this bike. Honestly, I love the Sportster. They've been making these things since 1957. They've been making them better and better since 1957, but that doesn't mean it's a perfect bike. Now in my last video, if you saw it already, it was 10 things that I do miss about this bike, but this video is going to be 10 things that I don't miss about it. You see that spot right there? That's a leak. First thing I don't miss about my Sportster, we're not going to get into whether or not they all leak in that whole old conversation, although this one is looking pretty leaky. You see that beautiful motor? You see those nice air-cooled jugs? That is totally perfect on a very cold day like this one. But guess what? On a super hot day, if you're stuck somewhere like where I live, Toronto, it's the most densely populated city in Canada. It's like sitting in traffic in LA. These air-cooled bikes, they are going to overheat and you're going to wish you were on something liquid-cooled. I do not miss having an air-cooled bike. Alright, it's kind of tucked behind these saddlebags, but the third thing I don't miss about my Sportster is the rear suspension on this bike from factory really sucked. Granted, changing the rear suspension is not super expensive and there are a ton of options out there. You guys should check out my video, 10 things I definitely miss about my Sportster, and the availability of a huge variety of aftermarket parts is definitely something I do miss, but let's get back to the things that I don't miss. So in my last video, I told you guys that I miss having an accessories catalog that was the size of a phone book. But guess what? That accessories catalog quickly becomes like a huge never-ending list of things that you don't have, but you wish you did. And before you know it, all your money is going into getting the things out of that accessories catalog and into your hands. Sometimes the sheer volume of what you can do with this bike kind of really bites you in the wallet really hard. All right, so I kind of touched on this in my last video, but BMW riders seem to have a strong level of contempt for Harley-Davidson. Anytime I went to a motorcycle meet, it just seemed like BMW riders would just sort of shit on the bike. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's like a small thing or what, but yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what's up with these BMW guys that are always hating. Okay, I gotta interrupt this video real quick because I got this comment right here and it made me crack up laughing because I was like, who is this guy leaving me a comment? And why is he saying that I look like somebody that I've never heard of? So then I looked up who he's talking about, and this is what was said. And the first thing that I read is that his penis is insured for $1 million. I don't know if your comment was intended as a compliment or an insult or just a casual observation like, hey, you look like that guy. I'm going to choose to take it as a compliment, so thank you very much. I'm going to finish up this video on the Sportster, and then I'm going to look into insuring my penis. All right, another thing I don't miss about my Sportster is, Jesus, all of the chrome. So much chrome to have to polish. Literally, I would just sit in my garage and just detail it. And I'm not a guy who likes to keep things super meticulous, but holy cow. Like, yikes. A lot of work. So in my last video, 10 things that I do miss about the Sportster, I mentioned that I had these upstairs girls that sometimes I enjoyed waking them up with my loud pipes. The downside is those same loud pipes sometimes wake up and bring displeasure to the people that you do like. And so that part kind of sucked a little bit. So I don't always miss the loud pipes. Okay, so this one's kind of funny. One thing I don't miss is I got a lot of indecent proposals when I was riding around campus. I went to Ryerson University in Toronto, and Ryerson's campus, it borders right beside the gay village. So the Sportster got me indecent proposals from two kinds of people out there. One was very dry skin, orange complexion, past their prime women, which was kind of complimentary and nice. And then on my way home sometimes I would take the road that would take me through the village to connect to the main street I needed. And yeah, that got me catcalled a lot, like, hey biker boy, which I guess is kind of complimenting, but also it kind of made me sort of laugh a bit. Good memories anyway, but you know what? No, screw it. I kind of missed that. That was fun. Those were fun. I miss being catcalled. I like this bike for being catcalled. It. I love it. It's good. All right, so here's one that you might not think about if you don't already own a Sportster, but you get a lot of people asking you, hey, is that a Harley? Like, a lot. But there's a downside to that. A lot of people, if they have their kids, they will ask, can I put my kid on the bike? And typically, I wouldn't mind. The thing is, with the motor getting so hot, the exhaust pipes getting so hot, there's a really good chance of these kids getting burned. So it's not just that you have people interrupting your day all the time being like, hey, is that a Harley? You also have a lot of people who you got to explain, like, no, you can't sit on the bike, and it's not that I'm a dick, it's just that there's a chance you get hurt. And the 10th thing I don't miss about this bike is probably that the seat. The seats really, they're not ideal for any kind of long touring or travel. As you can see, this one's pretty thin. You feel every vibration, which is a lot of vibration. It's like potato, 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 potato. So that's it, guys. Those are 10 things that I don't miss about my Harley-Davidson Sportster. It's not the worst bike in the world. I actually really enjoyed this bike, but I just want to keep it totally honest and totally real with you guys. If you haven't already checked out my video, 10 things I do miss about my Sportster, you should also check that out because, yeah, I enjoyed this bike. There are definitely some things that I don't miss about it, and there are definitely some things that I do. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. If you want to see more videos from me, I would even more appreciate that by you guys hitting the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ride safe. My name is Adrian from YouMotorcycle.com. Check out my website. Peace.